and welcome to my presentation for the Introduction to Artificial Intelligence Applied to Organizations and Industries course at OsloMet in autumn of 2020. My name is Ionuț Burki. I'm an IT consultant and I have been working with data and technology and the internet for more than 15 years now. The product I will be presenting today is called Paren2.AI and aims at becoming the global standard for parental controls and online safety for children and teenagers. And a bit more than that, as you will soon discover. Thus, its selling phrase, helping you become the parent your children need. As a parent of 3, I have been concerned for children's safety and well-being while using digital services and devices, and especially when they are going online. I have witnessed many situations where kids were completely unsupervised on devices with full access to the internet and no time limit or content filter systems in place, even on devices provided by their own school. Most technology and entertainment companies nowadays are offering some kind of parental control settings for their devices or systems. We have Microsoft Family Safety, Sony PlayStation Lock, a Nintendo Switch parental controls, Google Family Link, Apple parental settings, YouTube Kids, and so on. Yet there is no global standard or interconnectivity between these systems, and they are still rather cumbersome to set up and use even for tech-savvy parents. There are also some attempts at platform agnostic solutions, but they are generally limited to certain platforms or devices. One example here would be ZenScreen.ai. We want, therefore, an AI system built on trust between users, their children and parents, and between users and the system. So with Paren2.AI, all major decisions would need to be confirmed by humans. The AI would learn from the user's interaction with devices and content and create a personal profile for each child. Similar existing or future profiles could benefit from this, although we would need to program in some forgetting in order to remove overfitting. The business model for this will be freemium, so non-paying customers would get a free basic service, for example, screen time limiting and other content blocking features, and there would be a premium paid solution with more advanced features. And this could be for end users or the companies wanting to integrate Paren2.AI into their products and services. Features that are already found in existing parental control and online safety products constitute the base offering of Paren2.AI. All with a twist, since data from several tech companies will be analyzed in the beginning in order to extract dynamic screen time limits, content filtering, adaptive device luminosity or volume, and so on. We are building an AI system that grows together with its users. It starts with a basic profile and learns the child's preferences, all while providing gentle supervision and insight to their parents. While a solid decision tree may seem enough for most basic tasks, we envision a living system that learns from and adapts to users' behavior. We start with supervised learning, using regression on structured data from partners to identify proper patterns for screen time and content filtering. Classification is used to categorize and synchronize categories of both users and content. Models will need to be tested extensively, of course, on several datasets, while experts and early user panels will provide the necessary human feedback. But Paren2.AI is not designed or intended as a plug-and-play system. It invites and encourages even user input, both from children and their parents. The parents, for example, can decide whether a certain piece of content, a movie or a video game, which is just above their children's age rating, could still be appropriate for the kids based on their level of understanding of the world surrounding us. Parents could also suggest pieces of content or general subjects which the system will gently introduce as suggestions in the kids' content feed. The system will learn to understand which part of the media consumption constitutes learning and which part constitutes entertainment. Continuous feedback from both sides on uncertain items would help the AI become better. And this would gradually help build trust in the AI and trust between the users, children and parents. Further down the road, integration with learning management systems used by educational institutions would enable an even more accurate system for organizing the children's time and tending to their curriculum interests as well. Unsupervised learning through clustering, for example, will come in play when mapping profiles based on interests, as we were explaining in the advanced features part. Then we have reinforcement learning, which will pave the way to a better understanding and trust building between parents and children, and would be also used for the collaborative content filtering. Neural networks, of course, will be analyzing an immense amount of data created by users' interaction with devices and content, and that will work hand in hand with children and parents in order to help them understand themselves and each other and fulfill our goal of real-time AI-assisted parenting. Of course, there are some things to avoid as well, and it is of utmost importance to avoid such errors in order to create a system that is not only fair but also easy to error correct and complies with ethical and legal guidelines. Some data processing may need feature selection, for example, in order to avoid building in bias based on ethnicity, origin, or social status. Data inconsistencies, especially in the beginning in externally sourced data, are expected and should be dealt with by testing and retraining models as much as possible. Privacy breaches could be catastrophic for such a system, so security should be designed, built in from the start by enabling biometrics and two-factor authentication. Compliance and legislation need to be upheld in order to ensure a sustainable market penetration as well. So Paren2.AI may sound like a very ambitious project, but one that is badly needed in my opinion, in some form or another, in order to assist parents in understanding, helping and protecting their children both online and offline. Thank you so much for watching this presentation of what a future of AI-assisted parenting could look like. My hope for the future is that AI will be used for enhancing our lives as humans and assist us in making the world a better place, and not for bringing about the destruction of social fabric or enabling new oppressive political and economical systems. It is therefore up to us to better understand, reflect upon, develop and implement AI in a responsible manner. Any feedback on the presentation is welcome and can be emailed to john@birkensall.com. Thank you and have a great day.